He does very good things out there, and he's going to bring some of his youngsters here.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, Wednesday, it's coming Wednesday, at 5 o'clock, we're going to do a commercial here.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, at 5 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay, I'll come up.
That'd be good.
Plus he got a young kid, I think he's about 10, 11 years old, 75 pounds.
9 years old.
He's 9 years old, and he's just a little kid.
Now, what class would he fight at 75? Middle? Junior.
J.O.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you see, with us having those kinds of things happen, particularly like December 11th, that'll be our 3rd annual. What we're saying is, this is our safe haven.
Sure.
You can come in and be safe. You can come in and be loved.
Sure.
You can come in, and what we usually do, 2 weeks before a fight, we take a small kitchen we have in the back, and we'll make pasta, we'll make salad. Whatever our money is, we'll cut it and make some steak.
Sure.
So, because a lot of these children have not had a decent meal for a long time.
Wow.
So, with the anticipation of getting into the ring with an opponent, they need to be at their very best. So that's why we cook and feed them like that. Because otherwise, they go home to a bag of potato chips for dinner, or maybe just a soda, or something like that.
Yeah.
So you,
fast food too.
exactly. Yeah. So you have to deal with the total person
Sure.
overseas. Otherwise, you know, you're throwing a kid in the ring who could possibly get killed.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now, and with the amateurs, will they be wearing headgear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Amateurs,
So it's not an option.
No, it's not an option. No.
It's mandatory.
Oh, that's.
They wear headgear. We have a weigh-in room. Gee, I wonder if you could do that. Is it? No, I'll tell you later. In any event, we'll have a weigh-in room. We'll have a dressing room, one for males and one for females.
Okay.
We'll have fruit and water in each room. We have our coaches who will tell the boxers, all right, you're ready. It's time, you'll come out next. You're round number 3, you're round number 4. Or if there's a knockout, you have to step up right then, you know. So it's quite involved, but it's very interesting. And then we have passbooks, because we have to determine if you have had 4 fights, even in your weight category, and he has had 12, and you're in the same weight category. That's not a match.
Sure.
Because he's more experienced. He's open boxer. So there are a lot of things, you know, that you look at in order to level that.
Right, make it level, right? So you get up and put no one out to slaughter.
Exactly.
Right. Well, we've seen fights like that.
Yeah, most coaches and trainers, you know, before you make a match with their opponent or with their fighter, they ask you how many fights you had.
Sure.
See, and then, you know, like in the open class, you know, it's open, you know, don't make no difference.
Sure, right. Because he's going his way approach to the amateur Olympics or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. With novice is more.
Right. In fact, that we had one fighter that come here to train that went to the Olympics last year. In fact, he is the only fighter that went to the Olympics from this area.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So how did he do?
He lost, but
he didn't make the final.
He didn't make the final.
Okay.
Yeah. Make the final.
And what do you remember the weight class?
I think he was fighting 165.
That's Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
And so you guys got 2 heavyweight fighters, 2 heavyweight fighters from this area, from Jersey,
yes,
from the north. And I guess they're bringing 2 from the south to match up.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're the novice open, amateur or open? They're open. Okay. So they will get ready for the gloves also in February. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then again, we at the development center and we're in the ring, and I want to shoot some candid shots around, and you want to explain the ring to the people? Are you going to explain it with the cow? You hold up, how you do it?
You know that this setup for this whole boxing thing, that was my wife out there.
Yeah, I remember when your wife had the gym down on Branford Place.
Yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? So this, you know, I'm not surprised by the fact that you wound up with the gym up here, you know, because you had the gym back there, you know, and the Bell's bondsman, you and your father, right, years ago.
Continuation.
Right.
You know, they had sold that building.
Sure.
My wife found her own building.
And this way is a much better place in that sense, in the sense of you got your parking and you got this, that, and other. Because years ago you had to worry about, you know, where you park at or whatever and things of that nature. So this ring here is where it's all going to be done, in the boxing ring. Now what's the size of this ring here?
Well, now it's 18 by 18, but originally it was 24 by 24, which is the largest ring that there is. But if you have a 24 by 24 ring, it gives a man so much room to run, to hide something.
Sure.
But 18 by 18 is next to the smallest. So you really have to display your skills, you really have to train, you really have to give it all you got, because there's no place to run.
So in terms of the professional also, it's 18 by 18 now?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, no, not necessarily. The professional boxer can request a 24 by 20 or 20 by 20 or the 18 by 18.
Oh, he has a choice to request, okay.
But then it depends upon his opponent as to whether he agrees with that or not.
So, all right, let's just take a situation. I'm the heavyweight. I request a 24 by 20 by 24 by 24. My opponent say he don't want a 24 by 24. Then what happens? Who gets?
Then the managers and promoters get together and they negotiate, and the best man will win that.
Wow.
If you recall, when Ali fought, he preferred a bigger ring.
That's right.
So I think that's when that started coming into play.
Right.
Because when Joe Louis fought, you know, the ring was much smaller. That's where
it was smaller than what Ali.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where that terminology came about. You can run,
But you can't hide. Right.
And Jack Jones, he didn't have a ring at all.
Jack Johnson. Yeah.
He had nowhere to go. He just stood toe to toe and somebody got knocked out.
So what would you guys like to see in the next 5 years in boxing? Where should we go from here?
I would like to see far more participation. I would like to see the trainers, that it's mandatory that trainers go to a school and be taught the basic rudiments of the boxing game.
Sure.
You have trainers today who just walk in off the street and jump in the ring because they can fight in the street, that they then think that qualifies them to teach someone how to fight. But it's a whole different science, you see, and there is a science to it. But at this point, it is not mandatory that these guys get some kind of education about it.
Sure.
Which then reduces what that boxer can become. Because he, you know, this person who's not trained can only take him to one level, but he can't take him to the next. So that's certainly a disadvantage to the boxer.
Well, you know, years ago there was trainers like Lee Black, if you remember Lee Black, and people like that really knew,
And D.
Yeah.
George Thompson.
Yes, people that really knew what to do in case of emergency right there, that really could get to it and everything. And today you don't really see that. What we are seeing a lot is a lot of the fighters becoming trainers.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I don't know.
That's good.
That's good.
That's a good thing because they understand, they have an intimate knowledge of what it is they're looking at and what it is they need their boxer to execute because they themselves have done.
Let me ask you this right here, and you guys can answer it if you want it or not. Why didn't Muhammad Ali become a trainer?
Well, I would say for several reasons. Number one, he was just simply too good a boxer.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
he mastered the game. So why then should he, or would he, or could he reduce himself to being a trainer? You see, you take Almustafa, he was the most scientific boxer there ever was. But he had to then become a trainer, and it was wise for him because he had injuries